All right, welcome to That's a Bet podcast, where we talk about barbering, entrepreneurship, and technology. Today, we're going to be talking about a new company that I've been learning about in the electrical vehicle space. Not too long ago, I say probably about a year ago, I got into an electrical vehicle ETF. So it invests in the entire EV market. But there's a company that's coming out of China called BYD. If you guys have heard of it, it's called, I believe it stands for Build Your Own Dreams or Build Your Dream. But it's an electrical vehicle car company that's actually taken over globally. And it's caused me to do a little bit more research and digging into it. And after I did that, I said, I got to introduce this company to you guys if you haven't heard of it. So let's go ahead and take a look into this and see what we can learn.
In the world of electric vehicles, Tesla has reigned supreme, but its days as top dog may be numbered. In China, the world's largest EV market, it's been losing ground to domestic automakers as a ruthless price war has inflamed an already competitive market.
If Tesla had not had price cuts of 20 to 30%, they probably would have actually had sales drop last year.
And there's one car maker in particular that has given Tesla a run for its money: Warren Buffett-backed BYD. The Chinese automaker logged 2.4 million new car insurance registrations in 2023, making it the top brand in China with a market share of 11%.
So similar to how Tesla is the number one EV maker here in the United States, this company called BYD is actually the number one EV in China, and they're actually expanding beyond China. They're actually number one in a few other markets around the world too. It's just that they have not began to bring their vehicles here to the United States. And that's partly what Joe Biden and Donald Trump talk about when they talk about the tariffs, the tariff wars, and what's going on with the United States and China's relationship, and Chinese bringing a lot of products here to the United States. I'm going to talk a little bit about the implications of that as we go throughout this video. So let's keep watching.
I don't think anywhere in the history of the automobile has any company enjoyed such explosive growth in such a short period of time.
BYD has grown into this powerhouse. You look at the monthly rankings, they're always at the top.
In 2023, BYD produced more than 3 million new energy vehicles, which include plug-in hybrids and battery electrics, surpassing Tesla's production of 1.84 million cars.
BYD is so much ahead of Tesla in China, it's almost ridiculous.
Early on, Elon Musk was dismissive of BYD. Chinese car makers weren't taken seriously by their rivals.
It used to be that foreign brands had the majority of the market share in China. Now it's Chinese brands. And when you look at the vehicles that these Chinese OEMs and Chinese brands are putting on the market, they are some very good vehicles.
Now, they're a serious threat as they not only dominate the Chinese market, but have grand ambitions of expanding globally. In 2023, BYD's exports grew 334% to 242,765 vehicles across 70 countries.
So as you can see, they are experiencing explosive growth, over 300% in exports. That's crazy.
About 40% of the EV market in China is owned by BYD, and they're just starting to export globally to places like Australia, Japan, Europe, and potentially very soon the United States.
The CLSA has some predictions that by 2026, BYD will enter the top 5 automakers in the world, and this year they may reach the top 10.
Wait till you guys see these prices. So they're going to get into some of the prices of the BYD automobiles, and when you see these prices, you're going to be like, man, we need that. We need that here in the United States, but there's implications that come with that. So let's stay tapped in.
BYD, short for Build Your Dreams, was originally started as a battery company in 1995 by Wang Chuanfu in Shenzhen, China.
It started out in the 90s as a manufacturer of batteries for cell phones. And for the first 10 years, low cost was their magic formula. We're going to undercut all the competition.
After building a successful business supplying customers such as Motorola and Nokia, it decided to enter the auto business. It bought Xi'an Qin Chuan Automobile and launched its first internal combustion car in 2005, the F3. In 2008, it launched the F3DM, a plug-in hybrid EV.
I remember driving in and riding the earliest BYDs. They were called the F3 and the F1, inspired by Formula One racing, which is almost comical because their cars were these sort of mediocre commuter cars that were powered by Mitsubishi engine.
In 2010, it unveiled its first fully electric vehicle, the E6.
It was progress, but it wasn't perfection still. Taxis would buy the electric vehicle because they got incentives to do so, but very few private individuals had any appetite for BYD cars.
The company's auto division didn't see much growth through the 2010s.
Sales increased, but only gradually. Profits on those sales were mediocre. In fact, in 2018 and 2019, BYD's sales year on year were declining. Up until very recently, it was on the fence whether or not it was going to make it as a car company.
However, it managed to turn things around.
In 2019, I saw some of their new products called the Tang and the Han, designed by German designers, world-class designers. And the first time you see, ooh, these are actually good-looking cars. There's potential here.
The German car makers, they know how to make some good style cars. Like, I'm just now thinking about this. We don't import any cars from China. We've never had any cars imported from China. They always come from Europe, or they're made here in the United States. So if we start getting Chinese vehicles here in the United States, that's going to be interesting to see what that does to the auto industry here, especially if the prices are competitive. Let's keep watching.
2022, the company stopped production of its ICE vehicles, focusing on building battery electric and plug-in hybrids.
The majority of their cars are in the mass market, so that helps with volume. And they've also not completely shifted into pure electric vehicle at once.
BYD is backed by Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway and considered entering the U.S. market in 2008.
When Warren Buffett invests in something, you got to pay attention to it. It's about following the money and watching where the money goes in the market.
When Buffett acquired 10% of the company.
Warren Buffett himself said, "I'm betting on the man. I don't understand the technology. I'm not sure about the China market. Will EVs take off or not? But this guy is 1 in 10 million." So he recognized something special in Wang Changfu. And it's with that he gave his blessing to an investment, about $250 million.
A lot of the reason why he invested was because of the battery business, more so than the vehicle business. And that has grown dramatically along with their vehicle sales.
BYD's stock is up over 1,400% since Buffett first invested. Berkshire Hathaway did pare down its stake in the company, selling more than 60% of its shares since last summer.
Why would he draw down? So one is geopolitics. As he's mentioned with Taiwan, he said, I don't like TSMC because of the location. Second thing going on, Tesla ignited a price war about 1 year ago at the end of 2022. And that price war has been ferocious, so much so that most EV makers in China are losing money today. There's only Tesla, BYD, and a couple others that are actually able to make a profit.
At the core of BYD,
Ain't that crazy? So Buffett, he sells a lot of his investment in BYD. I believe he simply says that he doesn't like the location. Maybe it's something with China and the politics coming out of China. Maybe he doesn't feel like it's a secure investment. Maybe it's too much risk, exposing itself a little bit too much. But the fact that they can outperform all the other auto EV companies out in China and actually make a profit, that's giving you some insight into why you may want to check this company out in terms of an investment. Recently, like I told you before, I've recently gotten into the EV investment market via ETF, and I do have BYD a part of my portfolio. I actually got BYD and Tesla, so I'm going to keep digging into this and keep learning about it. If you guys are getting value for this, let me know down in the comments.
BYD's winning strategy? Price. Many of its vehicles undercut the competition.
In Munich just a few months ago, they launched the Seagull, priced at, get this, $11,500. Very competitive.
$11,000 for an EV. That's better than most of the $11,000, $15,000, $20,000 vehicles that you can purchase right now here in the United States. These are not trash vehicles. These vehicles are good vehicles, and they're able to sell these vehicles starting out around $11,000. Just imagine what that would do to the auto industry here in the United States. And then, our auto industry market being completely taken over by China. And Elon with Tesla, they've already lowered their prices for their vehicles, but I don't know if they will be able to compete at that price point, $11,000. That would be interesting to see. Are you guys here for it or no?
In the segment of $35,000 and under.
Its expertise in batteries, typically the most expensive part of an EV, has helped here as well.
BYD designs, develops, engineers its own batteries at scale. So not only they have the capability and the capacity for their own products, but they're also supplying batteries globally with plans to build battery plants all over the world.
They are one of the top companies in the world building lithium iron phosphate batteries in particular. They cost about 30 to 40% less per kilowatt hour to manufacture. And LFP batteries are also extremely durable. They last a long time.
As a leader in battery technology, it actually supplies batteries to other car makers like Tesla, Toyota, and Kia. In 2020, it launched the Blade, a lithium iron phosphate battery that the company touted as a breakthrough in high energy density with high levels of safety.
By many accounts, BYD's Blade battery is best in class globally right now. What they've done essentially is to maximize the energy density, and this is attractive to everyone in the industry.
Are they supplying batteries to Tesla? That'd be crazy if they were supplying batteries to Tesla. I don't know, man. You guys go check this company out, BYD. I'm going to keep digging into it a little bit more. And if you guys are interested, I'll do another video on the channel in regards to BYD. It'll be interesting. I've been seeing President Biden and Donald Trump talk about tariffs and the tariff war a lot, and now it's kind of making sense. They're trying to figure out how to protect the businesses here in the United States. However, there's implications with that if just imagine this real quick, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. But if China has a cheaper vehicle and it's a better vehicle, and they're wanting to ship those vehicles to the United States to sell to us, that means, and they're not allowed to do that. That means us as consumers, we're paying higher prices for vehicles. We're paying higher prices for vehicles because they're not allowing the more cheaper and durable vehicles to come into the United States. So, if they do allow those vehicles to come in, we'll get cheaper vehicles, but China will be able to leverage our market, and who knows where that can go. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to see how all this works on a big scale. If you're investing, that's why it's important to kind of pay attention to this stuff so you can know where the money is going. But if this video resonated with you guys, make sure you hit that like button. Also subscribe to the channel. And also make sure you guys check the comments for the link in the description for my mastermind community. You can tap in with me. And as always, we will see you in the next video.